My dad did 2 albums on RCA Records in 1961 and 1962. I was born in 1965. The albums were murder ballads. I used to listen to them and get very depressed when I was a child. And then later in life, in elementary school, I saw the Charles Manson trials on TV. And it wasn't his ranting and raving and his bald-headed girlfriends that were so freaky and scary. It was the fact that he tied up his victims and said he wouldn't hurt them. I wasn't a good student in school. I always liked listening to music better and more, buying albums, Rolling Stones and Beatles and things, and Led Zeppelin and stuff like that. My English teacher in my senior year in high school at Chattanooga High School, City High School, said you judge others by the way you judge yourself. I thought that was a cool concept. When I was in Valley Mental Hospital when I was 19 years old, I met a man that said, I'm having trouble with, XXX, you can't say that. I'm having trouble with XXX, that's actually what it was, XXX. I'm having trouble with XXX, and it's like, I'm you. So I put those together, like, wow, that's really strange, it's really something else. So I began writing that to David Byrne when I was 19 or 20 or so. All my life I had figured there was something I was born to do. Some real thing, some real thing, and that's reality for you. It's reality for me. And then I had some phone conversations with people that were from somewhere else, apparently, because they didn't speak in English. They spoke in clicks. You ever heard that? People speaking in clicks. Anyway, I'd dial the star button on the telephone, and I'd pick it up, or I'd pick it up and dial the star button, and I'd start responding to the clicks and talking to them about rock and roll and Jesus and music, and developing a rock and roll character. This rock and roll character that I want to be. In 1987, Aerosmith came out with an album that was a response to my letters. Dude looks like Trey Forbes. You may have heard it. Boy, that's pretty hard to stomach. It was very scary, especially when Guns N' Roses came out with Sweet Child of Yours. I like to be called Trey because Trey means 3, and that's actually my nickname that my parents gave me. Trey. So Trey, I'll tell you what I did, Trey. Trey, I was Jesus Christ for a while. And I enjoyed being Jesus Christ, actually, because I had a right to love people. And, the bad self-image in me that kept me from thinking anybody would ever want to see me smile at them, smile, was a lot easier to deal with. But I was at the mental hospital, and I was thinking, gosh, if I think I'm Jesus Christ, and Jesus Christ is way up there in the air, and I'm down here on earth, then obviously I must be the Antichrist. And I was terrified. And I figured I had to be the Antichrist. And there was nothing I could do about it. That was going to be my life. So I don't want to be on one of those reality shows where everybody gets inside your head and tries to analyze you. And when you talk about yourself, you have to talk about what they think of you. But who's the music about? It's not about us. I mean, they do sing to us. I'm unexperienced at most things, except for being really crazy. But God's gonna heal me. I've heard from God. I have heard from God. God has heard from me. I like God. He's a pretty nice fella.